Hi, welcome to Nightbird Tarot. My name is Brooke, and welcome to your November 2015 Tarot Forecast. These are general readings for the general public view. If you'd like something more in-depth and specific for you, check out my website, nightbirdtarot.com. My readings start at $25. This reading is for Gemini, and Gemini, I hope you had a great month in October, and we're now in November. Can't believe it. So Gemini, I've already pre-shuffled and laid out your cards, and let's see what's in store for you for the month of November. And Gemini, I will say that for the readings that I've done, there are new beginnings for every sign so far. So you have one as well, which is very fascinating. And in your atmospheric elements position, or what's crowning you for the month, or your theme going into the month of November, you have a court card, and we see the King of Swords. This king also appeared for, I think it was Aries. They also appeared for Aries as well. So if you have Aries rising or moon, check out Aries as well. This king has appeared in your theme or the atmospheric elements position for Gemini. The King of Swords, he's an air sign, very much Gemini. This could be applicable for Gemini men that are watching, but not necessarily so. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The King of Swords in particular is a decision maker. Gemini may have a decision to make this month. There's something that perhaps you have to do a lot of thinking about, or decisions may need to be made, or you may need to be very witty or quick in terms of communication with other people. So very much not budging, or if you've made a decision, you're not willing to change that. You've made up your mind. It is what it is. This is your plan. This is what you want to do. So this is very much about you, whether you're Gemini male or female this month, in terms of once you've made your mind up, it's not going to change. You're standing firm on your decision, especially in the month of November, and it's something that you want to do. And you're not willing to budge, and you're not willing to change for anybody else. You're not willing to make, compromises. Gemini's very much going to stick to what they want and to go for it. So that's very much your theme in the month of November. Now for many of those, especially in the present situation, are going into a new direction, whether this is creatively, whether this is something where you feel as if you've had to take a new direction in your lives. Many of you may have moved or actually physically relocated. The Knight of Wands has appeared in your position of the present. So many of you have taken a creative leap. There may be a creative direction you've gone into. You may have actually physically relocated in October going into November. You may still be unpacking. The Knight of Wands is very much about movement, creative direction, something passionate that you wanted to do or that perhaps you were starting to do. So the Knights are very much about direction and movement. This Knight in particular is kind of like taking action so change can be made for Gemini. Whether this is in, like I stated, a new creative direction, whether this is professionally, whether this is even in the home with family, something has been motivating you to take action or to take direction and to go into a new direction as well. So that may be presently happening for Gemini. Coming from your past, many of you have been very daydreamy. Many of you have maybe been caught up in the fantasy or the illusion of your lives, because what has appeared is the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is very much about what I call imagination station. So this is a card where fantasies kind of trump the dream, where you're kind of being caught up in that, I want to live here, I want to do this, I want to see this, I want to go there, I wish I had this. It's like all these things that you've been wanting or fantasizing about, and you're not able to really pick one. And I get the sense that Gemini is coming out of that bubble especially in the month of November, where you're able to make a decision, especially with this Knight. Especially with the Knight of Wands, has enabled you to make a decision through some form of action where you decided one day, okay, enough, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take action. I'm going to start to take the proper steps. So this is just signifying, validating to Gemini, coming out of the past, that perhaps you may have been very daydreaming or fantasizing about certain situations or people or things or what you wanted to do, and you weren't able to decide. You weren't able to pick one. So the Tarot is validating to Gemini that's perhaps where you were. Now, in your challenge position, the challenge may be, if you have decided upon something, Gemini, and you're not willing to make compromises and you're not willing to budge on it, this may have an effect on your family, because we do see the ultimate family card, which is the Ten of Cups. The challenge is for Gemini that sometimes you have to make sacrifices in certain areas of your life. When it comes to family, the decision that you make ultimately will affect other people. So the challenge may be for Gemini, especially in the month of November, is if you are willing to take that new leap of faith or go into that new direction of your life, make sure that it is the best for everyone concerned, especially if you are a father or a mother or the head of household, or if there are children involved, especially small children, and to make sure that it's for the good of everyone else. This is not something that's just solely what you want. To make sure that everybody's on board, to make sure that nobody else's happiness is being sacrificed because of your need or want, and to make sure that everybody's on the same page. You may find it to be a bit challenging this month in terms of other family members' reactions or other family members' opinions even. So to make sure that the family unit is on board with every decision that you may be making is ultimately going to ripple out, have a ripple effect, and affect your loved ones around you. Now, in terms of the new beginning I was speaking of in your outcome position, and every sign thus far has had an ace in their reading, we see for Gemini the Ace of Wands, very much tied to creative, passionate energy, very much tied to renewal. Gemini is going through a renewal period. You're re-emerging like the butterfly from the cocoon. It's a chrysalis period for you. There's very much about re-emergence, renewal, regrowth, something new, new life for you. Gemini is very much about this month taking action to create their existence. So I really feel for Gemini that you are really not holding back this month and not waiting for something to happen, perhaps going back to the Seven of Cups. You're very much about taking action. What direction do I want to go into? Taking control of that. And it's also a card of great creativity. So if you are a writer, an artist, if you are someone who works in the field of the arts, if you're a musician, if you're a singer, if you're a songwriter, there's very much potential for artistic expression this month, inspiration this month. There's something that's going to be created that is being pushed up out of your emotional consciousness that needs to come out. For Gemini, for the month of November, much creativity this month, much inspiration, many things going on for Gemini where you're just ready to take that new direction, that new leap of faith, and to follow it, to follow your bliss, but to make sure at the same time that others around you are able to go with the flow, are very happy as well, and it's benefiting the good for everyone. But I really see great potential for Gemini in terms of creativity, regrowth, and really moving forward into something new. It's new life for Gemini, especially in the month of November. So Gemini, keep me posted. I'm very excited for you. I'm going to thank my subscribers and my new subscribers as well. Also, thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, All Night Bird Tarot. Thank you so much for your support, Gemini. I'll be back in December, and I'll see you then. Take care.